Hello, happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome back to Tarot Playdate. I'm excited to be back after a 2-week hiatus. And we have people here ready to go already, which I'm super excited about as always. Let me say some quick hellos and then we will dive into our card for the week. Simon, first one here, except I do know that Shane, my son, who's actually in the chat today, which I'm super excited about, even though he's sick, I hope you feel better. Um, he's been in here since like 9 a.m. Like, Shane, you know it's not for like another 90 minutes, right? So we have Simon here. We have Elle. Hello. Sandra's in here quickly too. Nice to see you all. What is Savoy Elle? I don't know what I'm seeing there. Hi, Jamie. Let's see, who else do we have? There's Shane chatting in there. Wait, I said hi to Jamie. Kiana's here. Hello, my person that I can count on to actually post stuff in Tarot Playdate. Patrice, hi. Let's see, who else we have? Tiny Dancers in here. Nancy's here. Hello. Let's see, who else do we have? Okay. Oh, we're wishing for cards. Wands and majors seem to be rising to the top here. And let's see, who else do we have? Oh, my chat just jumped. All the people just came in. Let's see, we have Essence 818. Hello. And let's see. Oh, White Tree Tarot. Hi. Yes, it's me, Dropsy. Call me that. Hey, Jennifer. Okay. I'm glad to see that the UK folks have made it in spite of the time difference change here for a short while. Hey, Barbara. Diane, hi. Sean, hi. Oh, Mindy's here. Val, Kimberly, hi, Kimberly. It's still so weird after meeting you at Newt's and then not seeing you again. Let's see. Vicky's in here. Hello. Yes, my son is here. It makes me so damn happy every time. So if I act extra stupid happy, it's because my son is in the chat today. Shane, I gave you a wrench, a blue wrench that gives you the power to block trolls. None of the people in here so far are trolls, so don't block any of them. Let's see, did I miss anyone? If I did, I'm so sorry. But it's time to get moving. Did I say something? What did I miss? I know I went to the hair salon yesterday. I actually braved going out into public. I got my hair done. I thought, so it'll be like this for a few days and it'll go back to normal. Funny trolls are allowed. I mean, just not mean troll, meaning the people in here making jokes. They're allowed. Thank you. So, hi, Kathy. A couple of things I want to say before we get started. First of all, thanks for your patience as I took a week off to go to Newt's. It was a lot of fun. It was so great meeting Jennifer and Kimberly, who are both here in the chat. Just, we palled around all weekend long. It was amazing. Hi, Maharet. Oh, Vaughn wants to come up and say, do you want to come up and say hello to everyone? Do you want to say, oh, he does. He wants to say hello. He's got an owie, and so I'm trying to keep this, it looks like a diaper, but I'm trying to keep this bandage on him so he doesn't lick it. But anyway, taking the week off for Newt's was really great. It was a lot of fun. I did a live chat on Monday, so if you want to see my haul and you haven't seen that, that's where you can check that out. Hi, Heather. Nice to see you. Every time somebody says Newt's, it makes you think of Harry Potter. I know. Well, last year I was so new, I kept calling it let me get my acronym right. NWTS. Like, I didn't know they called it Newt's until like halfway through Newt's. I was like, oh, I am not in the know. Clearly, I am a noob. So this year I was all over the acronym. Hi, Susie. Thank you. Hi, Jennifer. All right. So another Jennifer, Rebecca. One of the things that I wanted to say, I know there is a lot of big stuff going on in the world. We've all seen it everywhere. We're all talking about it everywhere. I really want today to just be about fun. Let's escape into our little tarot playdate bubble. So when I ask for the 5 questions this week, if we could not ask about the C word, that would be great. Because I really want a positive, upbeat card. You know, the tarot's going to give us what it gives us, but one can hope, right? So I hope everyone's okay with that. Hi, Emily. Welcome in. If I missed anyone, please feel free to tag me, say hello. Yeah, I know, Jamie, one week. We missed getting canceled by 1 week, so I'm really glad we were able to go. So I hope everyone's on board with the plan to stick our head in the tarot playdate bubble sand and just have a good time today. All right, I've got a dog in my lap. First of all, I will ask, we had 2 weeks to sort of ruminate on this really upbeat card. Sarcasm is going to be the name of the game today. Does anybody have any particular stories they want to share about the Five of Pentacles, or are we ready to move on? You might know where I'm at with this, but I do want to check in. I think this card for me played itself out in the month of February, and it hung on for that 1 more week for Tarot Playdate, but I'm kind of willing. I'm ready to let it go. Let's see. Did anybody else come in? If you have questions for me, or when I ask for the 5 questions that I'm about to do here very soon, please put them in all caps. That way I don't miss them. I do sometimes miss them when they're just in that lovely proper sentence case. I'm going to take a sip of tea, and then I'm going to start gathering the questions. For anyone who might be new here, we don't have a huge group today, but I know that Shane is new to this for sure. What I do is I gather a list of 5 questions that we want to interpret using the card that we get for the week. And then as we pull alternative cards throughout the play date, we will answer those questions. We will use our card for the week to answer those questions. So thank you. I am glad to be back. Let's start gathering our questions. So I need a list of 5 questions. Did I forget my pen? No, it's right here. Let's gather. Okay, bye, Vaughn. Come on, bye-bye. Let's gather a list of 5 questions. Ooh, you guys are ready. You guys are ready. All right, so Simon's got one for us. How do we spring clean from our lives that which no longer serves us? That is brilliant phrasing, my friend. I love that. How do we... I'm going to even put spring cleaning clothes, so don't forget to say spring cleaning clothes in quotes. Spring clean from our lives that which no longer serves us. Okay. Oh, you guys are quick with the questions today. I love it. You guys are here, happy to be back, right? Kiana's got, what is the best way to navigate our relationships with others this week? Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh, these are really different questions. It'll be interesting to see how we answer these with the same card. What is the best way to, and this one was, I want to write who actually asked these questions. I keep saying that every week and then I forget. What is the best way to navigate our relationships with others this week? Looks like I might have 5 or maybe 4 relationships with others this week. See, Jamie's got it. Jamie put it in all caps and tagged me. All right, that one's from Kiana. And if I don't pick your question this week and you have one, don't hesitate to bring it back next week, because we've had a couple weeks where we were a little slower with the questions and then they start rolling in. All right, Essence 818. What is the best way to motivate people around me to pursue their dreams? Ooh, that's really great. What is the best way to motivate? I'm sorry, I can't write faster. You know, you'd think I would just type it in, but I just like writing it down. Pursue their dreams. Yes, let's all encourage others to pursue their dreams. I think that is awesome. What a great question. Okay, and then let's see. Oh, and then I've got Jamie. How to move past relationships that we should avoid for our best spirit's health. All right, I like it. So we have navigating relationships with others, and then how to move past relationships that we need to avoid. I like it. How to move past. So it's kind of a different take. We haven't really done a lot of talk, I think, or a lot of our questions haven't really revolved around relationships with others. Some have, but that we really should avoid. Sorry, I'm really slow writing these down. These are long questions. Feel free to chat among yourselves as I write things down. Avoid for our best spirit's health. I have a feeling Vaughn is going to be, my dog, is going to be really rambunctious today. Don't be surprised if you hear him barking in the background. Okay, and then I think, how do we best deal with our fears this week? All right, I'll take it, Robin, because it's generic enough and didn't specifically mention the C word. All right, so, and hi, Robin, by the way, and hi, Brenda. All right, I think I got my 5 here. So wait, move past relationships. That was Jamie. And then how do we best deal with our fears this week? All right, this is going to be really interesting to see what card we pull. So I know we have people hoping for another major or a wands, which we have not had at all yet. All right, let's see. Hi, Kathy. If I didn't say hi to you, hello. All right, Emily, hi, and bring that question back next week. That would be great because I have a feeling we're still going to need to answer that question next week. Michelle's here. Hello. Tyke and Light Moon's here. Robin's here. So just to kind of catch everybody up, I did kind of, how do we best deal with our fears this week? That was Robin. We are trying to kind of limit, we're trying to stay in the bubble, the happy little tarot play date bubble, and kind of limit kind of the focus on what we know is going on in the world around us. I think everybody's dealing with that. We've had lots of conversations about it. And I just want this to be a fun, lighthearted place for us today, as it's 8:18. If you just generally have a thing with toilet paper, I don't know. Is Becca here? Did Becca sneak into the room? Did I miss saying? I can't keep missing saying hi to Becca, but I know she comes in and she's sometimes quiet. All right, you guys. So our questions, I have 5. I'll just recap them for everybody. How do we spring clean? Here's the part where the dropsies often happen. I did. Okay, there you go. Everybody's there. Oh, no, Becca's not here, but she has toilet paper. Hi, Gracia. All right, our 5 questions. How do we spring clean from our lives that which no longer serves us? Brought to us by Simon. What is the best way to navigate our relationships with others this week from Kiana? What is the best way to motivate people around me or us to pursue their dreams from Essence 818? How to move past relationships with others that we really should avoid for our best spirit's health? Coming from Jamie, thank you. And then our 5th question was, how do we best deal with our fears this week? From Robin, which I allowed because it's generic enough. Let's see who else has snuck in on me. We have Aquarius Owl. Hi. Okay, drive safe. Drive safe. I won't expect you to type while you're driving. I do that too sometimes. I will listen to YouTube, although I haven't lately, which is why I'm about 100 videos behind on my YouTube watching. All right. Oh, my cheerleader is back in the house. Thank you, Jenna. All right. Let's see what we get this week. It's going to be a good card this week. Like, I'm feeling it right now. Are you guys feeling it? Okay. Okay. Who said this? Kiana, was it you that said this is your card for the week? She seriously manifested this. I'm pretty sure. Is that right? You'll have to tell me if I've got that right. No death card, Elle. Oh, thank you. This is one of the necklaces that I got from. Oh yeah, you were there, Jennifer. Jennifer helped me pick it out. I'm like, oh, who said? Oh, Jennifer said that. Thank you. I know, no fire, no wands, but Robin says, I have a theory about your dropsies. Your cards are excited to grab your attention. They are so exuberant, they jump all over and out of your hands. See, they know how much I love the tarot. They're just as excited to see me as I am to see them. So, oh, Kiana's a passenger, not driving. Oh, that's good. So I don't know, for those of you who missed it in the chat, Kiana said, hey, I need you guys to help me with my homework this week because this is my card for the week. So we got the Page of Pentacles. The Pentacle suit wants us to, apparently we're going to plow through the Pentacles and Sword suits before we're allowed to move on to the Wands. But I do love the youthful naivety sometimes of the page, and maybe because I said, I'm going to be a little naive and pretend some things aren't going on. Maybe that's where this guy comes from. So, and you're not that late. We just pulled our card for the week. So what do you guys think? Initial thoughts on pulling another Pentacles card, pulling the page? I know Kiana's happy, but all right, Sandra likes it. Simon says, knowing our limits, but still taking chances. Bad opportunities in chasing our goals. Is that a typo, Simon? I know how it is to thumb type sometimes. Just a visit, holiday, pen pal. That must be a side conversation. And opportunities. Oh, yes, that makes more sense. Okay. The pentacles are so grounding. So head in the sand grounding, right? So actually, my card of the day that I pulled right before coming here was the King of Pentacles or the King of Coins and the Whispering Spirits. And I'm like, okay, I'm grounded today. I don't sound like it because I get really hyper during Tarot Playdate, but slow but steady, says White Tree Tarot. Yes. Right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. You guys can keep telling me kind of your initial thoughts. We're not necessarily, usually what we do for, again, anyone who's new is we kind of give our initial meanings and such that we know about the card. So what is it that this typically means to us? We've gotten a lot of court cards in Tarot Playdate. So I think Tarot Playdate is really wanting us to help each other get better with the court cards, learning. I always kind of see the Page of Pentacles as somebody who's seeking knowledge and gaining insight. Which I think is kind of interesting right now. Being practical, says Simon. Don't spend all your money on toilet paper, says Patrice. Seriously, right? Maybe hang on to that coin. Just hang on to it. Being realistic. Thinking that the card is Jack Frost in another deck. Maybe in like a wintry deck then. That's a real stretch for me, right? Setting ideals, says Sean. Yes, I like that. Robin saying, time to spend a penny on our future. Kathy, maintain your youthful insight. Ooh, I like that. He is very absorbed by that pentacle. Very focused on it, that's for sure. Essence 818 says, yeah, I was all Page of Pentacles last night. Shake my head. No more, no more. That pentacle he's holding kept falling out of my hand like your cards. Oh. Is this overwhelming, Essence 818? I'm not quite sure I follow there. Emily says, he looks so in awe of the pentacle. It has a lot of positive connotations to me usually, but also reminds me a little bit of Gollum. Like, my precious. I see that a lot with the Four of Pentacles, but yeah, I can see that. I can see being kind of caught up in what we're holding, right? Check carefully the best before dates. I'm not going to be able to keep this out of your mind, am I? Young person represents vigor and new energy. Val says his red hat, scarf, oh my gosh, words. Red hat and scarf suggest to me that he's not afraid to look at fears and anxiety, but dealing with it. Oh, that's an interesting take on that, Val. Mindy says scholarly, learning, studying. Yeah, those are some of the initial words that always come to mind for me for the Page of Pentacles. But I think, Bond, don't lick things. He's got an owie. His bandage fell off. But I always picture like the Page of Pentacles and the Everyday Witch, where he's got like all these books, you know, kind of on the ground around him. And that one always comes to mind for me. Uh-oh, you guys are bringing on the meanings fast. Let me get caught up. I need to not get sidetracked by dogs. See, having a desire to be prosperous, says Simon. Susie, he seems fascinated by the coin. Idealistic. Yes. Mindy says, strong sense of purpose, very focused. Jamie says, I see him as the student. Practical, hardworking, and reliable, says Kiana. Robin says, our world is round and our future is in the stars. Still, we hold our destiny in our hands. Ooh, getting deep there, Robin. I like it. Tiny Dancer, time to focus on your comfort and what you need to do to make or keep that comfort. That's a good point there. Essence 818, proud of earning something. You tend to appreciate the value more when you're the one who worked for it. Very true. When things come too easy, do we really ever appreciate them? A message about money? Yes. Imaginative, says Susie. Yeah, I see all the pages as being our dreamers, right? In some fashion or another. Some more practical than others. Our Page of Coin being very different than our Page of Cups, of course. The elegant clothing expresses confidence, says Gracia. Emily says he's also flashing it quite a lot, which is quite naive, and perhaps he could learn to be more cautious. Like, hey, look at what I got. And somebody's going to steal it from him. So we got to be careful about that. Heather, he's the most mature of the pages. Pragmatic, curious, steadfast, and hardworking. Definitely. Kiana, studious. Yes. So we have, I love this. You guys help so much with the court cards. You really do. I have to admit, this is not at all the card that I expected to see today, but I'm happy. I'm happy to see him. Simon says, from the book, holding the coin is a careful treatment of valuables and talents, not least with one's own self-esteem, talents, and tasks. Ooh, that resonates. That resonates for me, Simon. Thanks for sharing that. So when he's referring to the book, for those of you who don't know, but we've talked about a lot lately, The Ultimate Guide to the Rider-Waite Smith. I'm assuming this is the book that you mean by, let me make sure I get this right. Joanna, I can't hold multiple things at once. Joanna Feibig and Wellenberger. But it's a great book. It goes into all the different symbology within the card. So I really love it when we get references from that throughout Tarot Playdate. Staying grounded and taking care of practical matters, says Patrice. Jamie read A Student of Ambition. Yes, that's interesting. A student of ambition. That's interesting. That gives me a lot of food for thought, doesn't it? So Simon confirmed that I'm not lying about which book he's using. All right, so if we dive into the symbology in this card, you know, it's interesting. I keep thinking, oh, I've forgotten to talk about numerology. And then I realized because we've gotten so many court cards. So many court cards in Tarot Playdate. Like, what are the chances? There's only 16 of them. And we've been doing Tarot Playdate. This is our 15th week. Can you believe that? 15 weeks. Speaking of, by the way, before I dive into, I'm going to just digress for just a moment. Yesterday was my 1-year YouTube channel anniversary. Which I said in Simon's chat. So Simon, I'm so sorry. I was like, we were talking about his channel anniversary, and apparently it was 3 years for Simon. So Simon, I'm going to shout out your channel anniversary to kind of make up for that. And I mentioned it was my 1 year because apparently March is a year for starting channels. Did anybody else start their channel in March of last year or a bit sooner? Because if so, let's shout you out here and say congrats, because I know how crazy it is to actually be on YouTube for a year. So thank you all for being here. I'm excited. I'm going to do an updated deck collection video or videos, I think. I promised Elle I would do that. So thank you. It's been really exciting, but 15 weeks on Tarot Playdate. I mean, the time just flies, right? All right, Aries starting things, says Val, with our Ace of Pentacles. Yes, that actually makes a lot of sense. Or Page of Pentacles. All right. Thanks everyone for the channel birthday shout outs. Now back to business. All right, let's take a look at our symbology. So we have our red hat and scarf. Come on, focus. There we go. We have the expression on our page's face. Let's make note of that. The pentacle held with reverberation and adoration, I would say. Our green grounded clothing. Now here in the back, we have some interesting landscape. So we have some pretty lush earth going on, some trees, but we do have mountains in the back, right? Or at least a mountain. Even though that's blue, I don't see that as water. A little bit of brown patchy grass and the yellow sky. No clouds, no sun, no moon, nothing in the sky, no birds, right? Pretty blank landscape there. Oh, Emily, you started your channel in January of 2019. Well, happy belated birthday. All right, Page of Pens, Elle says, filming a collection video, editing and nurturing it, ready for upload. Yeah, maybe this is a reminder that I just need to do that, right? Sandra says, the first thing I'm drawn to is his red headwear. Yeah, that red really stands out. So what is that? You know, we heard somebody say earlier kind of what that means, but what do you think it means? Simon says, in the original RWS, the pentacle is the same color as the sky, and this is purposeful. Yeah. Does it say in the book, like why that's done, or did you read that elsewhere, Simon? I'd really be interested to know what that is. Shane's also drawn to the red hat and scarf. Susie noticed, so the white cuff indicates some prestige. So, oh gosh, I didn't even point that out. So look at right at the edge, white cuffs at the edge. Oh, that's interesting. Kiana says yellow sky equals consciousness, illumination, and self-expression. A nice icy blue mountain. It is icy blue. That's a good way to describe that. So what does that mean in regard to our challenges and potential obstacles? Val says, I think that red ground must be volcanic lava bubbling up. Is that our fire? Is that where our fire is coming from in this card? Let's see. Heather says he's facing to the right, which is the direction of logic and convention. So, and a lot of people see that as looking to the future too, right? But it's good to note the direction he's facing. I always find that really interesting, especially when we get multiple cards and looking at the different directions everyone is facing in a spread can really add a lot of insight into the reading. The ground seems fertile, says White Tree Tarot. Yep. Simon, the red headgear is in its positive form, eagerness, passion, and heart, but in its negative form, arrogance and being a hothead, right? So again, kind of the naivety of the pages, right? The youthfulness. We can be really excited about the future when we are youngest in our evolution, and then sometimes we can throw some pretty spectacular temper tantrums. So, oh, did I miss an analogy from Elle? What did I miss? Oh, yeah, my collection video. I did miss it. The green clothes represent a connection to the material world. Yes. Kiana says the land around him is fertile, plowed fields symbolizing possibility and potential. France Claire, hi France Claire. He's only lightly holding the pentacle with his fingertips. So not holding on too tightly, right? That's an interesting observation. Tiny Dancer guessing red is fire, the spirit of the creative, unique are the many. Simon, oh, he's answered my question from earlier. The yellow pentacle being the same as the sky, the pentacle is only distinguishable on account of its contour. Only experience and testing one's own limits enable us to distinguish our own talents. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, I like that a lot. Kiana notes that we have 4 trees here, so maybe meaning stability and grounding. Yes, that's where we're bringing in our numerology into the court card. Good one. And here I thought it was impossible. See, you expand my mind. You expand my mind a lot. So what do we think? We look at these as all, so I think, if we look at the page as presenting opportunities, sorry, I'm really itchy. Straight hair makes me itchier. I don't know. But with having new opportunities, it doesn't always mean it's going to come easy, right? We always are going to have something that we have to overcome, again, to make it worthwhile. Earlier we said, do we really appreciate the things that come too easily if we don't have to work for them? And I think that's where that mountain comes in. Susie asks, is he taking any interest in anything else but the coin? Seems pretty focused to me, that's for sure. Any other thoughts on this before we start tackling alternative cards and answering our questions? All right, we've gone silent. I think it means it's time to pull another card. So for those of you who might not know, but I think everyone who's here today probably knows this, I randomly draw 5 different decks from my collection, which the growth has slowed down. So we're now kind of into repeats. And I randomly draw 5 decks so we can look at our card of the week from different decks and answer our questions that I have so beautifully written down here. All right, let me move my deck out of the way that I no longer need. Oh, Simon brought another meaning here. The land also reminds us that it's fertile, but what do we want to reap, right? So there's still here, we have fertile ground, but there's still room to plant something else. If that's not lava, then it's room to plant something else, isn't it? All right, let me set that. Oh, we don't need that 5 of Pentacles anymore. Nope. All right. So I'm just going to grab what's kind of nearest at hand. So I don't know if you guys remember the last time I pulled this in my Slytherin themed Kelly Bear pouch here. I have one of the decks that Vaughn, anybody see my Tarot Disaster, you know what Vaughn did to the box of this deck. But okay, let's get our 5 of Pentacles out from our Haunted House Tarot, or Tarot of the Haunted House by Sasha Graham. All right, back your deck out. I probably shouldn't have read that aloud, Al. Oh, Simon said the blue mountain represents the sky and the connection between the land and the heavens. No, I didn't think about that in that way, but that's interesting. The connection between the land and the heavens. Because we have yellow sky, so now we bring that blue into the mountain too. That's interesting. I almost started to shuffle this deck. That would kind of defeat the purpose, wouldn't it? All right. Ooh, wait, is that a knight? Wait. I'm missing. Oh, no, it's there. Okay, I was confused. Okay, so I think, that's my page. Yes, that's my page. So in this deck, the pages don't have, or the court cards don't have titles. They only have, this is a Los Scarabeo deck, and they only have the little symbols there at the bottom. And this is a really different page, so this should be kind of fun to look at. All right, here we go. So this is our Page of Pentacles from the Tarot of the Haunted House. I'll pull it up close so you can see lots of what's going on here. So now we do have things in the sky. A couple of owls. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, and the kitties. And is that a rat? Is that a rat owl? What do we think about this page? It does, it does have Harry Potter vibes, doesn't it? I guess it makes sense that I put it in that pouch. This is really, yeah, this is really pretty, Kimberly. I like it. Yeah, it just this one makes me smile. I feel like the opportunity and that floating flower that she's got in her hand and the flowers in her hair. Let's look a little closer again. That reminds me of Beauty and the Beast. You know, the rose that's in the glass. The glass. It's not in a glass jar, but for some reason that kind of springs to mind. So, yeah, there's a ratty there for you, Elle. I like this page too. So this is the tarot of the haunted house, Jamie. Emily says, I love the companions. It's like she's a Disney princess. Yeah, I feel like she's really tapping into something special here. Is she levitating the rose? I mean, it certainly looks like it, right? Because it's floating above. So this is really interesting. Come on, focus. Come on. There we go. There we go. It seems I need a face in there to focus first. So that rose is on a pentacle. So it's floating on top of a pentacle there, or a coin, which is really interesting. Kiana, I just bought this deck. There goes the enabling. So I don't know if you guys remember the last time we used this deck. It was with another court card. I think it was the King of Swords, where he had that kind of vampire-looking guy playing chess, which I thought was really interesting. She might be manifesting the rose, says Elle. Come here, Bun. Come here. Come in. Come in. Come here. Hold on, I gotta pick up a dog. Oh, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, he's got an owie. Okay, now I can put your bandage up. Okay, sorry. We had a moment there. She appears to have Taurus and energy, says Kathy. Ooh, somebody stinky. Not me, the dog. Definitely manifesting. Let's see, what else have we have here? Okay, so thinking about what do you guys think? Like, what do you think the owls represent? What do you think her furry friends represent? What does that mean to you? Everybody's just too busy going like, I need to go buy this deck. What is behind her? Let's take a look. So it looks like she's sitting in some kind of let's focus again. You know, it looks like she's surrounded by stones or I mean, is that a ginormous vase? Is she in some kind of a coliseum? Like, what's going on back there? It looks like there's like an audience back there. Owls usually mean wisdom, says Heather. Yeah, like to me, wisdom and knowledge come into play again with the owls. Yeah, like a temple or a stone circle. She definitely looks like she's in some kind of a sacred space or place, manifesting that magic. Like a stone circle. Yep. She looks like she's focusing her energy on growing the flowers, says Essence 818. So again, I think this card is bringing in a lot of the, got to work around the dog, a lot of the same focus that we see in our original Page of Pentacles, right? That's sort of concentrated on whatever the task at hand might be. Heather says, does she have bare feet? Bare feet for me would refer to the idea of being grounded. It looks like she does. Let's get a little closer. There we go. But she's got some adornment on her ankle. Oh gosh, I'm trying to reach around the dog, which makes it even harder to have a steady hand here. There we go. Yeah, so bare feet. But she's got a pretty on her ankle. Spirit allies in the animals, says Emily. Shane says 2 of the decks that I have foxes on their card, which makes me curious if that plays into the meaning here. So foxes, so more furries, more fur babies or fur friends in the Page of Pentacles there. So what do we think the foxes introduced for Shane there? Kathy says the cat is interdimensional. Essence 818 sees the connection here. See, I want to make sure I didn't miss any comments. That's interesting, Shane, that there are a couple with foxes. The animals are enchanted by her, says Susie the Gemini. Gracia, a connection between the spiritual and the material. I definitely see that much more in this card than I do in this one. I feel, although, you know, we kind of talked about, as Simon pointed out, you know, there not being so much distance or separation between the coin and, you know, the sky and environment around there. Fox is able to shapeshift in the physical realm, says Val. Heather says, if I had my way, all my decks would have foxes. Foxes are clever, sly, and adaptable. Oh, that's a good point. All right, so our first question that we want to answer this week, this one came from Simon. How do we spring clean from our lives that which no longer serves us? So what do you guys think the Page of Pentacles tells us, or what advice do we get from the page on how to spring clean our lives from that which no longer serves us? Did I say that right? Pretty much. That's pretty much all the word. So what does the page tell us? Maybe the page says, focus on the new opportunities. Don't focus. We're not focusing on the past. We're not looking backwards. We're looking at the opportunities and recognizing what we have and what we can have is something that kind of comes to mind. Simon, I have to look at the original RWS. This page is looking closely at the coin and wondering what is tangible in his hands. If it's not real, let it go. Ooh, that's a great way to look at that too, right? Focus on what's tangible and what's real. A lot of times the things that we need to let go are the things that we've made up in our own heads, or that we've let become larger than they really are, and somehow they're no longer just what they are, if that makes sense. Yep, Emily, focus on what is. Heather, take time to actually figure out whether the things you think no longer serve you. Yes. Hey, Jilly, I'm glad you made it. We got the Page of Pentacles today. Kiana manifested that card. It's her card of the week. Emily says, taking time to be in sacred space. Kathy, the page holds one coin suggestive of being mindful of the present. To be mindful, says Emily. The owls are about to swoop down and get the rat. Be intentional, focus, and attack it. Oh, that's a good way to look at it. Are they going to get that poor rat? You know, you might be right, Elle. Yeah, so spring clean from our lives that which no longer serves us. Be mindful, be in the present, focus on what is. Don't let the noise crowd us, right? I think that's a great way to answer that, Simon. Anybody else have any thoughts before we move on? Oh, White Tree Tarot has a thought. Before throwing something out, check. Maybe you can use it in some creative way. Oh, no, that's interesting. So if we're talking more about physical things, right? I like that. Boy, Vaughn is being really needy. He's totally in my lap here. He can't even be comfortable. Repurpose. Yes. Okay, so I liked that question a lot, Simon. All right, I'm going to pull the second deck. Keep us moving. Take a sip of tea in case anybody has any last minute thoughts. Essence 818 says, focus on what does serve you and those who matter to you and let everything else just be. Emily, connecting to nature. Ooh, I like that. Okay. That's a dog, bud. He's like this. What you doing there, bud? Huh? Make up your mind. Are you going to stay or are you going to go? All right. Well, since we were looking at birds. Oh, that was almost more dropsies. All right. We're going to wrap that deck up so I don't cause problems here. How about we look at the Crow Tarot today? Crow Tarot by MJ Cullinane, local here to the Seattle area, which it is a gorgeous day here in Seattle. It's very cold, almost snowy. It was snowy in Oregon and like southern Washington yesterday. All right, our Page of Pentacles. Bring out the crows. Robin says, if it doesn't land, let it fly. Oh, I like that. Heather, sometimes the things we think are dangerous to us can work with us if we just let them be, like the owls and the rats, right? Maybe they can be our friends. All right, here is our Page of Pentacles from the Crow Tarot. Let's get some focus for you here. There we go. That's pretty. Lots of flowers. Yeah, sometimes I have a hard time too, Kiana, with animal themed decks, but this one really has, I really like this one a lot better than I originally expected to. Yeah, I think that made sense. So here we have another crow. Now this one's, or another crow, what I wanted to say was we have, again, we have that focus on the pentacle there, which I find really, really interesting. But this time the crow's kind of like looking back over, right? Looking over its shoulder, which I think is really interesting. We have a lot more lush landscape down here on the bottom with all these flowers. And this feels really celebratory, this like hanging wreath-like thing. I don't know what you call that, but the stream of flowers there. Like a magpie to a shiny pendant. It's like, ooh, shiny. The crow is looking like what you're doing up here. Oh, like the coin, like, why are you here? Why are you up here floating in the sky with me on this branch? The crow is inspecting the pentacle, definitely checking it out. But we are really seeing a theme, right, of all of that focus that we see in each of these cards. She's focused on the flower, here we're focused on the pentacle, here we're focused on the pentacle. So that, I never really noticed that difference in all, or that similarity amongst all the different cards. Maharet says it's contemplating to see if it can use the coin. Mirror, mirror in my hand, says Tiny Dancer. Yes. Yeah, it does look a little bit like mirror, mirror on the wall. Absolutely focused. Yeah, that definitely seems to come through, doesn't it? So our second question, this one was from Kiana. What is the best way to navigate our relationships with others this week? So how would we answer that with the Page of Pentacles? Eld said in noting, it's like the pentacle has only just dropped from the sky, a much more newbie page. Like, ooh, look what I found, right? Yes, how can I add that coin to my array? Like, how do I get it? How does a crow, I guess he could grab it in its little beak and take it to its nest, right? Pay attention to the details, says White Tree Tarot. Okay, Vaughn, you need to decide what you're doing here. When in context of this question, what is the best way to navigate our relationships with others this week? So when we think about that in terms of staying focused, paying attention to the details, I kind of like to come back to what we were saying about Simon's question. And it is being mindful, focusing on what is, not letting things get blown out of proportion, right? This is not a card about exaggeration. Focus on friends this week, says Susie, right? And knowing that, staying grounded in what we know to be true or what we are learning about other people, but keeping it real. Emily says, definitely listening and responding, but not reacting. The tentacle rests on a flowered, garland. Does it? Or is it hanging from there? Let's see, what else do we have? Val, where I live, the crows migrate locally. They navigate in different locales in different seasons. I see the different sections of the pentacle as different territories, people, and relationships. Like within the pentacle itself. That's a really interesting way to look at it, Val. Hi on you. Nice to see you. L, navigate, address what's right in front of you. Pentacles are a physical, tangible thing. Look at the facts. Look at the evidence. Don't go into anxiety mode. Oh, that resonates for you, Kiana. Oh, that's great. Kathy, this reminds us to look for the positive in others instead of the negative. Now, that's really interesting that you say that, because, or being able to recognize what's really there, right? Maybe, I don't know. That's interesting. I'm open to that. But it also kind of immediately brings to mind almost a counterpoint where we don't get caught up in the shine of things and the glamour of things, which maybe it's almost a warning to like focus on, again, I don't know, maybe I'm stuck in this, but what's really real. Shane says crows are known to be extremely intelligent, problem solvers, tactic users, and communicators. It is the crow tarot after all, but also something that could have been in the theme with choosing. Yeah, so there are crows in this whole deck, but I think the crows make a lot of sense in the pentacle suit for a lot of those reasons. Essence 818, the crow isn't fazed by the natural surroundings. It's as it should be. The crow is focusing on the abnormal in a natural habitat, that coin. Heather says pentacles are practical and pragmatic. Sometimes relationships require us to be able to take our own emotions out of the situation and see things from a more rational perspective. Definitely. Curiosity, yeah, just like, maybe being curious and allowing that curiosity to help us get to know others better too, right? Robin, don't let the dazzle distract you. Yes, exactly. That's what I was trying to say, but you said it so much more succinctly. Thank you. White Tree Tarot says, look around you. It is beautiful outside. Let go of that pentacle for a moment. Wendy, hello. It's not technically starting earlier. It's the same time here in the US. But if you are elsewhere, which you must be, then we're only 7 hours behind Great Britain, than we, and we're usually 8. So once you guys all change time zones, then we'll all be back to our normal schedule. Anu says crows are the air element, so can be seen as ground your swords and focus to material earthy things. Think about rational things, not contemplating about ethereal ideas. Ooh, nice. Yeah. Okay, so that was what is the best way to navigate our relationships with others this week. And it's really interesting. I don't often think about the pentacles, especially the Page of Pentacles, answering that question, but I think you did a great job. Thank you. All right, let's see what our third deck of the week is. Third? Yes, third. All right, we'll just stick with the animals, shall we? So I have the Naked Heart Tarot from Jillian C. Wild. And this deck is very minimalistic. Last time we pulled it, some people were like, what? But I think as you look at it, well, all right, help me, folks. It's really cute, but okay, so the Page of Pentacles. So just so you know, in this particular deck, the courts are all represented by a family of a particular animal. So here we kind of have a young calf that's later going to turn into a bull, just for a little context for you. Okay, and now I'm going to try not to drop all these cards. So here is our Child of Pentacles. Really freaking cute, I'll tell you. Okay, oops, I got shadows. There we go. So we have our pentacle. Now this is the first card that we have, our young little calf, so cute. But this is the first card that we have where our animal or our person or whatever is in the card is not actually looking at the pentacle. And it seems to be more abstract than literally part of the card. So how do you guys interpret this? Anything different come to mind? Yes, it's really cute. I just want to pet it. I just want to pet it. Essence 18 says it's perfect for my question. Maybe it's something so basic, not at all dramatic as I tend to be. Ooh, we're going to bring that into play here very soon. Oh, Tiny Dancer sees sadness. Why do you see sadness? Don't be sad about the cow. Not aware. Innocent, says Susie. Ah, you're a vegetarian. Well, we're not eating this cow. It's just living. The silk, it's just living. It is surrounded with flower buds, says White Tree Tarot. Yeah, so we have these flower buds too. That's really interesting. I didn't really pick up on that before. Oh, sorry about the shadow there. But yeah, so the opportunity, the potential for growth there, right? Wendy sees a sense of patience, just waiting. Baby buffalo, but getting horn buds already. Oh, is it a buffalo, not a bull? That makes sense. Clearly, I'm not the animal deck person. Shane, try placing your free hand behind the card sideways to see if it helps get your card to focus. P.S. Jamie says hello. Hello, Jamie. Yeah, sometimes that helps when I do that, but when I get it really close, but yes. I also have to lean on my table here so I don't fall over. That would be the major dropsy. It has a youthful spring feel, says Emily. White tree, flower buds look like compass points. They do, don't they? They look very directional. Someone who is ready to take their first step into the world. Ooh. See, I knew you guys would see more in this card than I was seeing. Kiana seeing innocence. Uplifting, says Jamie. Yeah, I just think it's so dang cute. I just got caught up in, oh, it's so cute. I see its state of contentment with the material world, says Robin. Yeah, maybe in this case, it's it's more like, okay, there's so much opportunity for this calf, this buffalo calf. Is that what we call a buffalo baby? Like a buffalo calf? Is it the same? Anybody who knows animals, feel free to set me straight there. But it does. It just feels like so much potential. Simon says, I get very little from this card. Isn't there something about a golden calf, a symbol of desire, said Elle. The beginning of a cycle, says Wendy. Yeah, it is very simplistic, Simon. So we definitely have to, I think, in some ways kind of rely more on what we know, or maybe it is about stripping away and stripping down to the basics. Emily says, its position does look at it as if it is about to get up, and I do feel it is unaware of what may lay ahead. That's a great point, right? All I can picture is Bambi when Bambi first tries to walk. That's like what's in my head right now. And he slips and slides all over the ice when he tries to go on the ice. In Native America, buffalo were a source of life for many nations. Oh, that's true. That's very true. What does the book say? Ooh, yeah, we haven't pulled out the book in a while. Okay, I'm going to set this down just to get to the page, and then I'll pull it back up. So what do we say? I think her guidebook is great too. So hopefully I can read the tiny writing without my glasses. So a buffalo calf, ooh, I did say the right thing. A messenger of earth lays staring at a single pentacle. Is it staring at the pentacle? Maybe it is looking up at that pentacle. A source of good news. The pentacle is surrounded by earthly buds that represent a time of growth. So the message being that you may receive good news regarding health or wealth. Perhaps you're about to embark on a new career or health regime. And then we get kind of into those basic messages. There is a note here of spiritual growth. The Child of Pentacles is the helper of observation. The Child of Pentacles is asking you to take some time to see the beauty in the world and environment around you. You guys all have been bringing that with all the different cards already. Personality traits. People are inquisitive individuals. Child of Pentacles people are inquisitive individuals. They're very enthusiastic about gaining new skills and learning different tasks. And there's a lot more in the book, but I just wanted to highlight some of the main points there. Yeah, I can see why you say that, Jilly, that the book really helps with this deck. Let's see, Robin also said resting, contemplating grazing. Wendy said its ears down, looks as though it's not alert or interested, a look of can't be bothered. Interesting, which is kind of opposite of what she's saying in the book about the inquisitive nature of the children of this deck, right? Life will eat you without a plan, says Tiny Dancer. Oh, goodness. All right, so, Patrice says buffalo is a symbol for provision, abundance, and prosperity. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of people, finding this a little bit minimalistic. Don't baby animals stumble in the beginning? I mean, they're way more assured of themselves than us humans when we first try to walk. But all right, so our third question that Essence 818 asked is, what is the best way to motivate people around me to pursue other dreams? That's really interesting with us pulling this card in particular, or to pursue their dreams, not other dreams. I can't read my own handwriting. So what is the best way to motivate people around me to pursue their dreams? Well, boy, if this card isn't about the pursuit of dreams, I don't know what is. Robin says, when I grow up, I'm going to pose for a nickel. Well, that could be taken many different ways now, couldn't it? What do you guys think? So what is the best way to motivate people around me? Remind them to stay focused on those goals. Remind them that they have nothing but opportunity in front of them. But they need to stay grounded in some kind of reality, right? This isn't a Cups dreamy card. This is a Pentacles dream card, right? How much is a nickel? 5 cents. Like the 5-cent tarot. Maybe helping them to get up and make their first steps, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, says Emily. Ooh, that's a good way to look at it. Heather says, maybe it's not our job to motivate them, but to stay back and let them do what they need to do. Ooh, which one did you need to hear, Elle? Because there's lots of good advice coming in here. Jilly says, ask questions to pique their curiosity in new areas, right? So we can still guide without necessarily getting in the way or trying to fix it or trying to do it for them, right? It's interesting when we're in a position to motivate others. I lead a team of people at work, so that's always a question that I have. So In some ways, I can't always step back. But when it comes to my personal life and my friends, maybe, that's not the area where I'm supposed to motivate them unless they're particularly asking me to, right? So you can kind of look at it different ways. Sensate 18, who asked the question, perfect card with the cosmic astrological symmetry, the question about my two sons in their 20s. Oh, that is interesting. Susie says, buffalo pennies, I love them. So you're talking about the coins. Tiny Dancer says, I read the page different from the ace. Yes, that's true, right? It's easy to get caught up. I oftentimes will sometimes get confused about the opportunity presented in the page versus the opportunity presented in the ace. And the ace, I think, is more like sort of this unrealized yet potential or new opportunities, whereas the page is taking on more of the energy of the person who's inquisitive or seeking that knowledge or whatever it might be. Is that making sense? Val says the buffalo cap is full of new life with the symbol of the seasons around it. Perhaps that is a motivation as well. Ooh, I like that. Help them find motivation in themselves, motivational interviewing. So that's kind of what Jilly was saying too, Kathy. Yeah, I'm glad this is resonating for you, Essence 18, since you particularly asked this question. Yeah, okay, so it's not just me who sometimes get kind of the page and the aces will get a little bit garbled in my brain sometimes. White Tree Tarot, or maybe by reminding them that it's okay to be a buffalo cap and making first unstable caps or steps, right? We can't expect to be perfect at whatever. Things aren't perfect right out of the gate. We're not going to be fully steady on our feet just yet. This is new, right? We're new at whatever this venture is. Yeah, Heather says, I normally read the court cards as people, which is how I differentiate from the ace. It's really funny. I need to start bringing more of that into my practice. A lot of times I'm so focused on the energy and taking the people out of the equation in the court cards so that I don't get confused, or especially if I can't figure out who that represents. But sometimes I forget to come back and remember that the court cards definitely often can represent people. And now, since going to the Northwest Tarot Symposium, we also learned how you can use the court cards to predict timing based on one of the presenters' systems. So now I'm just going to be all kinds of, I don't know how to read that card, but this still helps. These play dates definitely still help. Simon says, Elle thinks you think of aces as beginnings, planting seeds. Page is the kid of the family. So Elle, you're our page. That's how you differ from the ace. Tiny Dancer says, I read them as you, your hand now. Oh, hey, Tammy Pie. The page is a sure-footed child. The ace is the seed of the earth suit. Definitely. Essence 18, I get very emotional when it comes to my kids. The older I get, the more worried I get about their future without my presence. I want to witness them stepping into their purpose, right? So, now they're starting to step out on their own and grow. And there's nothing more satisfying as a parent than seeing your kids grow and be able to make their way in the world independently and without needing to lean on us so much. I know that that's something that has been really wonderful and amazing for me to see. Just speaking of my son, who maybe is in the chat. Emily says, perhaps give them time because the pentacles are such a slow suit. Jilly, pages to me are always about beginner's mind, childlike curiosity and questioning. Aces are about something new being placed on our path. The page helps us acknowledge the ace sometimes. Ooh, that's good, Jilly. I love that. Simon, I know you identify as the Page of Cups, so that gets tricky. But, it kind of depends on where we're at in our life and what we're focused on in our life at that time, right? Because I think if you looked at other areas of your life, do you think you could see yourself in different court cards? I love you too, Shane. Tammy Pie, I had to go read the article that Dustin was talking about. Just talking about where you were. That's okay. That'll be interesting. Okay. We answered our third question. What is the way to motivate people around us? We spent a lot of time on this basic card, didn't we? But I love the discussion in comparison with the aces. That's been really helpful. Essence 18 says, Val, nothing better than watching the baby birds fly. Yes, just don't fall out of the nest, but fly. Okay, let me get this out of the way. All right, 2 more decks. We are marching right along here. Oh my gosh, we're already an hour in. Our next deck this week the Tattoo Tarot. This one was really fun. I think we got this when we did the Three of Swords. Is that right? And that really brought a lot of interesting stuff to us. So I'm going to be excited to see what this presents. Okay. Our Page of Pentacles. Here are the backs of this deck if you haven't seen it. Page of Pentacles. 9, 10. Ooh. Okay, we've got some interesting stuff going on here. This tattoo art can really lend a lot. There's a lot going on to dive into here. Hope you don't mind sticking with me for a minute. All right, here is our Page of Pentacles from the 8 Coins Tattoo Tarot. So what grabbed your eye first when you saw this card, other than when I was holding it close? But if I pull it back, what grabs your attention first? Tiny answer. I got my eye on my money and my money on my mind. Am I saying that at the right tone? It's definitely a rap type thing, right? Emily says it looks like an ace apart from the eye, which personifies it. Ooh, good note there. Yeah, the eye is grabbing a lot of people's attention. That's not what grabbed my attention, interestingly enough. The movement upward from time to the eye. Beautiful card. Ooh, that's interesting. Like focusing on this upward motion that or movement that we have in the card. I noticed the clock first thing for whatever reason, and I don't know why. That's the first thing that grabbed my attention. What grabbed the clock? Oh, see, Kathy saw the clock first. What grabbed your attention, Shane? Those grabber? Do you mean the hands? Is that what you mean? The pearls, the vessel. See, you know what is funny? I barely noticed the vessel. That's really funny. The grabbers. Look at what's presented to you and measure how it consumes your time, says Robin. Hands grabbers. Okay, I do speak your language a little bit. Time to see, says Jamie. I mean, really taking it literally, right? Getting from there to there. Sandra, did you say something earlier that I missed, Sandra? Or we're just trying to get you caught up here? You know, it's a Sunday. We've had a lot going on. What's the eye called? The Eye of Horus? Ooh, does that have a, well, you know what? I've got a book here, so we can look at that in a minute for sure to find out if there's any mention of that in here. The actual pentacle shines out of the card for me, says Emily. So I think it is about that, focus on the pentacle. You know, it's funny, nobody talked about the purple flowers, right? We have these purple flowers here. Come on, focus, little thing. There we go. Nobody mentioned that. Anybody see that first? Hey, Jamie, welcome in. That's my future son-in-law, Jamie Marshall Lawson. Kathy, is that a laurel or is it wheat? Here on the sides? Well, you know me, I'm not the plant person. I don't think it's wheat. It's too sparse for that. I don't know if it's laurel or not because I have no idea what laurel looks like. The eye really stands out, says Sandra. The green leaves on the branches look very spring-like, growing up and out of the pentacle. Yeah, see, they are. They're coming straight from that pentacle, aren't they? Tiny Dancer, in the line of time, how will you make your dime? Oh, Heather, you didn't even see the flowers till I pointed them out. Yeah, I noticed, those were the thing I noticed second to the clock. Hey, Bastet, nice to see you. Yeah, the coloration, this is really a beautiful card. I really like it. Is it Laurel or Yanni? Hey, you know, anybody who can join when they can, it always makes me dang happy. So I'm cool with that. Essence 818, that purple flower to the left looks like an angry face emoji. Does it? Let me pull it close again. Isn't that funny? Why are you seeing an angry face? That gives you some food for thought, Essence 18. Robin says plants growing up versus flower harvested. We need Twist. I know. He's not here as much these days to tell us what the plants are when we pull these cards. All right, so let me actually, why don't I see if there's anything really cool that we want to share about from the book here. Ooh, 7. Trying to do this one-handed again. And then we'll look at our question that we got. 9. Page. See if there's anything in particular. The Page of Pentacles knows that there is no use in playing childish games and waiting for someone else to solve her problems. She has recently realized that having dreams is wonderful, but now is the time to take action and make them a reality. The eye opens and the page sees herself as an adult for the first time in her life. Her dreams are big, but the clock is ticking. If she wants the big gold pentacle, the delicate strand of pearls, or those pretty purple flowers, she will have to get her hands dirty. It's time to wake up. It's time to stop daydreaming. It's time to make things happen. Take advantage of an opportunity that has recently become available to you. Come up with a practical plan to get things done and start working. Be fair and be honest. Stay true to yourself and don't make any more excuses. Ooh, ouch. Okay, I hear ya. I hear ya. You have to open your eyes and face the music. Now is the time to manifest your dream. Take actions to make things real. Ooh, I kind of liked that. Becca, hello. It's not unforgivable. I'm so glad you're here. And I didn't miss you coming in, which is also very important to me. The clock is take action. Essence says, I see growth and patience and smell the roses, says Susie. Wendy, time is of the essence. Robin says, our shady page wears eyeshadow. Is it shady? I don't find the page to be a shady character. Heather says, that's interesting. I normally see this card as more of a planner and less of an actual doer, because as you head into the night, you see more action being taken, Heather. But maybe it is the plan. Maybe it's setting the plan in motion, or recognizing and believing that you can make your dreams a reality. And it's kind of like that difference between the 2 and 3 of wands for me a little bit, you know? So she's got to learn independence. Ew, no, adulting is good, Elle. Listen to the message of the card. Your mom is talking to you. What was our question? Okay, you ready to answer our 4th question here? How do we move past relationships that we really should avoid for our best spirit's health? What do you think about that? So that was Jamie's question. And Jamie doesn't want to be an adult either. All right. Adulting is not good. Don't lie to our Elle. I'm trying to focus on the good parts, Geez, undermining my parenting. All right. Only adults get, okay, never mind. Let it grow or let it go, says Robin. In time, it will be fine, says Susie. You guys are both rhyming at the same time. That's really cute. At 52, I've had enough. I know. I was just talking last night. Where the heck was I? No, yesterday when I was getting my hair done. I was talking to my hairstylist about how we always felt like adults had it all together when they got older. But, you know, it was all a sham. So Shane, Elle, Jamie, we all act like we've got it together, but really we're just humans trying to make our way. Essence 18, it has its perks, peaks and valleys of adulting. All right, so Jilly's back to answering our question. Thanks for bringing it back, little Zen crone. Focus on your growth. Listen to that still tiny voice. Shane, only plant healthy relationships. Work on the ones you enjoy that matter, that are going to bring you love and not hardship. Ooh, that's cool. I like that, Shane. Wendy, time is a great healer. Just need time to move on. Adulting is just fancy improv. So true, Shane. Okay, maybe you do have this thing figured out. Val, the hands are reaching up from the stuff to concentrate on the plants, pentacle, and vision of what we want, right? So, yeah, and I see this all being as, you know, things that we're dreaming of, but how do we make that a reality? And what, you know, the time is now. Do we see it as that? Heather says, the main thing you learn as an adult is that you still know nothing, but now people expect you to take responsibility, right? We got to own our shit a lot more as adults, right? Oh, Shane has a couple of decks now. All right. So how to move past relationships that we really should avoid for our own best spirit and health. You know, it's focusing on what it is. So here's how I'm going to interpret that and answer this question. So you guys can tell me what you think. But if we are focusing on the things that we really want and the things that we desire in life, and we're ready to make those a reality and be grounded in the pentacles and start our journey with that, then letting go of the things that no longer serve, the things that aren't going to get us to our goals, the people that aren't going to get us to our goals. If we have people that are holding us back or distracting us from what it is we really want in life, like what we really truly in our hearts desire and want in life, especially when it comes to more of those physical things too, right? Then we have to let those go in order to really be able to obtain our goals. And sometimes people come into our lives from different reasons, but they don't serve the ultimate end goal. And we have to be able to recognize that. All right, I'm gonna see what else people have been saying since I've been on my little soapbox. I'm down now. I'm off. Essence 18 says, yes, Liz Crone, that tiny inner voice is so often ignored. The loudest voice isn't always right. Ooh, so true, you two. That's so true. You think I have a horrid shame? You should see Simon's. Jilly's going to make a meme of adulting is just fancy improv. That might be the takeaway quote from the day, Shane. I have to give you some serious props for that. Jilly says, I'm still learning to listen to that voice. When I question, don't listen to it. I'm always sorry later. Oh, so true. Yeah. Shane is mine. That's my Shane. Susie, you got what I was saying. Thank you. All right. Yeah, this is a great deck. All right. So I'm going to move on. Oh my gosh, we're already an hour and 11 minutes. Okay, we got one more deck and then we still got to talk about our reversals, which I've finally gotten into not forgetting. All right, the last one, such a favorite of mine. And I really love the people. I mean, the faces are so funky. Anybody know what the funky face deck is? Yeah, he did basically nail it with that quote. All right, the funny face deck is the Anna K Tarot. This is the mass market version, so it's a little bit glossy. So I'll try to keep the shine off of here. Oh, it's so cute. Page of Pentacles in this deck. Such a good one. Oh, I got to get the guidebook out on this one too, because I think the Anna K guidebook is so good, especially for somebody who's new to tarot. Ooh, what did Simon say in retract? Hair bubble? Oh, thank you. You got my back, Tiny Dancer. Thank you for that. All right. See, with curly hair, that's never a problem because it's just all bubbles. Here is our Page of Pentacles from the Anna K. We'll pull it up close here. Oh, he's fishing for pentacles. That's just so cute. More funkier face than the. You're right. No, there's nothing funkier face than the Deviant Moon, Simon. A deck full of Simons because of the L. Don't talk to your dad like that. The fishing pole jumps right out for Susie. Yeah, the Anna K. I think the characters, but they show so much emotion. This one actually is not quite as funky faced. The Ace of Pentacles in this deck, I find her face to be really interesting, but does this mean Simon is not? Uh-oh. I didn't think about that. This family relationship just gets more and more complicated the more we talk about it. Simon, you've adopted Shane because if you are Elle's dad and Shane is Elle's brother, sorry. Did you know you had another one? All right. Wendy says, patience will be rewarded. The boy is being patient. The pentacle is the reward, right? I mean, it takes a lot of patience to fish, I think, unless you're doing, unless you're in some farm, right? But I don't have the patience for fishing, which is why I don't do it. Thank you, cheerleader Jennifer. Essence 818. First of all, does anyone see the flowers? The wheat are dancing. Ooh, I love that. So this one does look more wheat-like, doesn't it? Come on. Or are they cattails? No, they're not cattails. It does look more like wheat, doesn't it? And the reds and blues. And he's got his little bucket. Is that his bucket for his fish? Oh, so cute. Oh, see, Simon's adopted you, Shane. You're good. You're covered. Wendy, focus on your goal as the page is very focused on the pentacle. Yes, yes, yes. Tiny dancer, a coin bobble, bait, and hook below. Yes, there's lots going on there, right? A lot's attached to that coin. What is he using as bait? Do we know? Actually, that pentacle, come on, is really tied on there, is what it looks like. There we go. I mean, he must be fishing it out, not putting it in, right? But not dropping it in. Heather says, fishing is also work that effectively involves doing nothing for long periods of time. Bulrushes, oh, the plants. Oh, gosh, I don't even know. He is using the pentacle as bait. Ooh, the pentacle is the bait. I didn't think of that. That makes a lot of sense, given that it's attached to the fishing pole. Yes, the coin is the bait. The pentacle doesn't need bait, says Shane. Ooh, a lure. So what are we trying to attract into our lives with the pentacle? Ooh, lots of good stuff, I imagine. France Claire, his bait is his desire, wishes, intentions. Jamie was going to say, I was just going to ask what fits the bait. Like, a big old dream can take a bite of that pentacle. Essence 818, fishing is boring a lot of people when they first start, but you have to understand the reward system, the possibility of not getting anything that day, right? So being willing to go out there and put your pole into the water, knowing you may or may not catch something that day, but it's that persistence and patience that pays off. Yes, I love that. Gracia, it is there, but is not yet on your hands. The possibility that the fish can escape or having a big catch. All right. So our fifth and final question. I'm trying to keep you guys here all day. How do we best deal with our fears this week? Ooh, how do we best deal with it? So that was Robin's question, Toadstool Tarot. So how can we best deal with our fears this week? What do you think? To me, the thing that first came to mind, and I haven't put the thought all together, but it's having that patience and perseverance, right? Recognizing that things will take time. Not everything is going to come quickly. The solution might not come quickly, but if we are patient, right? If we are patient, those things will come. The things that we need to alleviate our fears, I guess, is maybe where that's going. Robin says, just put your fears aside and go fishing. Distract yourself if you want to take it literally. I like that, Robin. Stay calm, says Gracia. Ooh, that was a solid corny 10. A big old dream will take the bait. I said that, didn't I? Oh, good. I've given you ammunition for future taking the piss out of me. Awesome. Shane says, take time to put yourself into some work that you can feel productive and confident about. Not everything has to be scary, and it's a great way to try and ground yourself while you work through it. Shane, you are meant to read tarot. That was great. And I know that you are personally doing that today, aren't you? Wendy says, focus on what you want and let your fears go. Stay focused on calling the calm. Ooh, I like that. Like fishing for calm? Is that what you mean, Val? White Tree Tarot says, concentrate on practical things, on small steps, and be patient. Catch and release. Oh, yeah, I guess that's one way to do it. Oh, because I missed that. Throw caution to the wind, says Essence 818. If it's something you don't want, throw it back. Okay, bye, Jamie. Have a good day at work if I didn't miss you already. All right. Let's see here. Focus on what you have, says Jilly. The water is our emotion, says Patrice. Pulling the pentacle out of the water. We're pulling it out or putting it in there? But yeah, we don't see a lot of water in our other pentacles. In fact, we don't really see any water in our other pentacles, Page of Pentacles cards. So that's kind of an interesting element to bring into it. Okay. Well, that was awesome. Oh, I wanted to read this one. Before I put this card down, I did want to read what is said here in the book because I just think it's so good. And these are short. They're not too long. The Page of nope, that's the Knight. That's not going to be helpful. Apparently, I'm just making up words. France Claire said, you'll be pleasantly surprised that things aren't as scary as you thought. Ooh, great way to read that. The Page of Pentacles, like the other pages, asks us to cultivate a certain mental attitude or to inwardly prepare for certain ways of acting. Oh, interesting in relation to the question, doesn't it? In his case, he invites us to practice patience, What we want to reach cannot be reached by hard labor, and it can't be reached in this instant. We can only get there if we remain patient and calm. So since wait we must, why not make ourselves comfortable while we wait? Enjoy life now. I feel like you guys said all of that. Like you got all of that from the card. Great intuitive reading of this. All right, so we have made it through all 5. So let's talk about when the Page of Pentacles, for those who read reversals, or for those who don't, when they find this card being in a blocked or challenged position, what happens when our Page of Pentacles is reversed? How does that change the meaning of this card for us? Are we not focused on opportunity? Are we not looking at what we're supposed to be? Or are we even further slowing the ability to move forward and recognize those opportunities? Kiana says, unwelcome news regarding property or finance, extravagance and irresponsibility. Unfocused, says Julie, right? I'm hanging upside down. I am not focused on what I need or want even. Reverse Anna K. Oops, just lost my catch. That's true. Whoops, that pentacle. Yeah, I don't know what happened. That pentacle went a crazy direction. Still interested in that coin, but in upside down position, Susie. So what does that mean? Kiana, relaxation after intense study or work or some other difficult task. So maybe releasing that focus that we've had and being able to sort of look away. And maybe we need that break, right? Our eyes need that break. Or mind. Blocked, fearful, unable to see, says Kathy. In danger of losing it, says Val. Wendy, unable to hold on to money or what is important. Kiana, the page without his sense of hard work gives way to wildness and dissipation. Ooh, Rachel Pollack. Love a little Rachel Pollack wisdom. Simon, damage to reputation. What, if anything, did we do that made others doubt or distrust us? Ooh, that's interesting. In the Anna K, you could see the water falling around. So maybe being overcome by emotion and losing that grounding, right? Losing that grounding. You know, again, the ground is on top. So when we reverse an earth suit in particular, Susie says no foresight, losing ground over a goal we might not need. Bastet. Got it. Kiana, someone who is lazy and unmotivated, avoidance of work. Ooh. Not grounded, head in the clouds, like literally, right? The clouds right up here, we're about to fall into them. Elle says, is that water? The blue water would fall and wash the pentacle from his hand. Emotion will take over and inhibit you from being in a logical and factual state. Heather says, sentimentality over work, exhaustion. Sentimentality. I needed to try that again. So if he's upright, he's looking to the future. Then in reverse, he's looking to the past. What I used to have. Oh, that's a really great way of looking at that. So focusing on what we had in the past rather than focusing on what we have in the present or potential for the future. Again, I know I keep bringing that ace into it, but I can't help it. Blue Mountains out. Yeah, see, but I can see when you're looking at it upside down, how it might look like that. You know, but if you think about what you just said with regard to the Anna K, then you're right on, Al. So it just depends on which card you're looking at. Because, yeah, see, Jilly said the same thing. Val says, Kiana, thinking about release of emotion after hard work seems very appropriate for all of us working in this head in the sand stressful situation. Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to think about that. I know that. Simon says, just switch your elements. Looking left would also be looking to emotions and unconventionality. Okay. You guys, this was so good. This was really, what a great insight into the Page of Pentacles. I'm very pleased with this card this week. So I'm going to give you some activities you can work with this week, should you choose. Shay, now you know why I adopted all these people, right? I found you your family. So I'm going to give you first this week, because I know some people are probably dying to rush off. It's been a long one. I'm going to give you our alternative activity for the week first, and then I'll talk about the tarot playbook, because I know not so many people are using that these days. And I forgot to get my little Google sheet up, so I'm pulling that up here as we speak. So the idea of the Tarot Playdate alternate activity, the way that we designed these, and I say we because Jilly Little Zencrone and Elle helped me put these together way back the day and night before Tarot Playdate premiered back in November, and I just could not have done it without them. So you've got all of our inputs here into these extra activities. Page of Pentacles, and this is another Jilly. I think Jilly did a lot of our pentacle suit. So this is an activity that I will read it out loud, but if you can't keep up and you're trying to frantically write it down, when this video uploads, I will paste this into the description box below the video. I will also put this in the Facebook group. So if you have not yet joined the Tarot Playdate Facebook group, that's a great place where we can continue the discussion. In fact, I need to welcome our new members that have joined in the last 2 weeks. So if you're in this chat and I haven't welcomed you, I'm going to welcome you very soon. Elle, would you mind putting a link to our Facebook group in the chat just in case anybody would like to join who hasn't already? Just make sure you answer the 3 questions when you request. I think people have actually been really great about that lately. We haven't had an issue, but that'll definitely make sure we know you're there and not just kind of spamming through Facebook. Thank you, Elle. Appreciate it. So our exercise for this week, thanks to Jilly, is called Visualizing Abundance. This page looks at his pentacle, intently wondering about the abundance it holds. He knows he has something of value in store, but doesn't quite have the full plan for how to manifest his fortune. Use the cards to do a 3-card reading, asking these questions. Ooh, I love spreads. Thanks, Jilly. Use the cards to do a 3-card reading. But wait, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. I think she meant 4-card reading. I'll fix that when I put this up. What prosperity am I manifesting in my life? Question 2, card 2. What challenge could delay or block my path? So we've been learning how to read these cards in those challenge positions, right? 3rd question card. What tool can I use to overcome this block? And the 4th, what should I concentrate on to move me forward? I love that, Jilly. Thank you so much for that exercise. That is a great one. Let me find my little thing here again so I can see what you guys are saying. What are you saying? I hope you're giving Jilly props for her great exercise. If you are still participating in the tarot playbook, or you'd like to check out the activities for the week, I've been really bad about it, but after going to Newt's, I realized I need to refocus on my own homework. If you are using the tarot playbook, this book is different because I think originally we really thought that the book would guide us to an activity that kind of is centered on the theme of the card, like we did with the alternate activities. But these are kind of random, and they're really more meant to have you give you activities to connect with whatever deck you want to bond with, not necessarily that particular card. This one was called Angels and Demons on page 160. It's a well-known fact that there were originally 22 deadly sins, which were whittled down to 7 after no one could be bothered to remember them all. And of course, there were also 22 cardinal virtues, which were such a drag to live up to, they were similarly cold. Nowadays, being able to name even 7 virtues and sins is rare unless you are training to be a quiz show contestant. The tarot thinks it is time to raise the bar again. And then you're going to work with the 22 major arcana cards. So that's to pique your interest if you want to take a look. If you do the activities, I would love to see them posted in the Facebook group if you're in there, or if you're on Instagram, if you use hashtag Tarot Playdate. I do watch for those. In fact, I was a little behind. I got caught up today. So some of you may have seen some extra likes come in today. I love seeing what everybody's doing with the card. If the card comes up for you in your daily draws, or you want to share with us pages of pentacles from your decks. Shane, you got to show us the your pages of pentacles that you have with the foxes. Like, share that with us. I love to see them. All right, everyone, I'm going to bid you a wonderful rest of your Sunday. I'm sorry if I missed any comments at the end while I was reading all of that. I will catch up on them later. And thank you all for being here and participating in such a wonderful, great way. Thanks for helping me stay inside our little bubble for a little bit. Everyone, be safe, be healthy. I am sending all of my love and good thoughts and vibes to everyone. And I look forward to seeing you next week for the next one. Thanks again. And until I see you, as you know, I'm always sending you much love. Bye.